Hey YouTube, today I wanted to show you how to neutralize odor in stinky shoes. So whether they are your shoes or your children's shoes, we all know how expensive these tennis shoes are nowadays, and I want to make sure that these shoes last you for as long as they possibly can. Now, as you can see, I have my oldest son's shoes laid out here. I've washed them, and once I wash them, I check the shoelaces to make sure that they are in good shape. Now, these shoelaces look pretty good, so they're fine, but the second set of shoelaces were not okay, and I had to buy replacement shoelaces for these shoes. And the third set of shoes that we have here, his shoelaces are a little bit frayed, so he can get by with those for a little bit longer. I think he'll be okay. But I have washed his shoes, and I do that by putting them inside a pillowcase and washing them, and then I dry them inside that same pillowcase. Putting them in a pillowcase keeps the dryer door from opening whenever you're trying to dry the shoes. Now, these are my youngest son's shoes. He's a lot harder on his shoes than his big brother, so his shoes don't tend to last as long. Now, as you can see, I have their shoes washed, they've been dried, they're separated, and I have them stuffed with newspaper. Now, newspaper acts as an odor absorber. You stuff it with newspaper, and if you don't have newspaper, another tip is to use an old phone book because, hey, who uses a phone book anymore anyway? So you can tear the pages out of a phone book, stuff them inside the shoes, and again, that will neutralize the odor. If that does not work, plan B. Put the shoes outside. A lot of times we keep our shoes closed up inside a closet all of the time, and so they're not in a breathable space. So if you've washed the shoes, you've dried the shoes, you've stuffed them with newspaper, and they still have a little bit of an odor, put them outside. Now, I have these shoes outside. They're on the deck, but whether you have a deck, patio, or a front step, put them outside for a little while, let them air out in nature. That's a lot of room out there for that odor to disappear into, and just let them sit. And especially if the weather's really nice. And once you've aired out the shoes, you can bring them back in the house, take the newspaper out, and they should be good to go. Now, if you've done that and the shoes still have a bad smell, I do have another option for you. So let's go to plan C. You can use a combination of baking powder and baking soda. Now, most of us have baking soda, so if you don't have baking powder, don't worry about it. But take a clean pair of socks, take the baking powder and mix it with the baking soda. But again, if you just have baking soda, just use baking soda. Put it inside a sock and place the sock inside the shoe and leave it in there overnight. Kitty litter works the same way because it is neutralizing and neutralizes odor. But put it inside the sock, sit it in there overnight. If that doesn't work, my final tip for you is to cut up a lemon and put the lemon wedge inside the shoe and leave the lemon wedge inside the shoe overnight. And again, the lemon will absorb the odor and get rid of that stinky stench. So I hope you found something in this video helpful. Again, your steps are to wash the shoes in pillowcases, dry them inside the same pillowcases, stuff them with newspaper. If that doesn't work, you can use baking soda inside a sock, kitty litter inside a sock, or you can use a lemon wedge inside the shoe. If none of those work, another option is to use odor eater inserts. But by that point, if none of these options work, you're probably going to have to take a loss on the shoe. So I hope you found something helpful in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.